Hey, MHayashi, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like my content. I always forget to say that in the beginning. Well, I don't always, but I did last one, I think. But either way, um, yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna upload the last one, but basically we went 4-1 in a previous recorded league. We did play some others in the interim, but and we did play it. Yeah, we did play a little bit in the interim, but for the most part. We're basically running the same main deck Revelry, Hour of Revelation, essentially the same deck. Just we're replacing Pinnacle Stargate with Topple the Statute. Pinnacle Stargate, by the way, is basically temporary lockdowns 5 through 8. It only hits artifacts and creatures as opposed to all non-land permanent types. Um, it's very good against Corey Steel Cutter, but basically we were losing a lot against Orzhov Statue and Orzhov Monument, and Topple the Statue is just such a great card against that because it hits both a vehicle reanimated by Okiba, so it buys you at least a turn. Hopefully you can Wrath on the next turn or something. So you hold it up, it can disrupt the combo. It can also hit Monument and draw a card. But most importantly, it also doubles as hate against Corey Steel Cutter. A little bit expensive hate, and it doesn't hit the tokens, but it does hit Corey Steel Cutter and draw a card. And it is very serviceable. Most importantly, it's serviceable when they don't see the problematic artifact you brought this in for. Very important. You can basically cycle it. You can still pretend it's ice. It's a modern Pioneer legal ice. Top down a permanent, draw a card. Very solid card in my humble opinion, and I think we're gonna like it going forward. That's my prediction. I played with it a little bit in the interim, and I do like it, and I do think it's going to be great. And then lastly, and then we'll get to the game. I've been trying to keep these 1 minute, but maybe this will be a little over 2 minutes. Oh yeah, I am playing 2 Demolition Fields because just sometimes I just do feel like I get got by random extra utility lands like Microsoft Lettuce, Hyacinth Lettuce, Lattice, or whatever it's called. Um, I mean, in Monument, for example, there's just I don't want the full 8 of these, but I just don't want to get got by certain utility lands on the other side. So there you go. And then I'm also cutting 2 restorations. Because I've been cutting 2 restorations in Modern, and I've been finding that 2 is perfectly fine. You don't really want to flood out on these. You kind of want to drop one of these on turn 2 ideally, and then you really don't want to see more for them. For the most part, because later in the game you don't have enough planes to fetch. I don't know. Also, Lantern synergizes well with Revelry because you can deploy it, and then you're lower on hand size, so it increases the chance you draw a card. And also, it's just nice to have some way to interact with the graveyard. Game 1, there's this deck that cycles cards and then deals damage equal to the cards in your graveyard, and we really just get got by that card unless we have some graveyard interaction. Anyway, okay, 3-minute deck tech, a little bit over 3 minutes. Let's get to the games. Alrighty. Well, Sunset Revelry. Hopefully this gets the job done. Sunset Revelries. I cannot pass that up. nice. So I faced this player before. They had a very very card advantage intensive game 2. This might honestly just be the way to go here. Definitely need temporary lockdown. Okay. Okay. I should play the white source. Yeah, definitely. I just don't want this to get a, card advantage from getting targeted by these things. I hate just going shields down like this, but I need this need to hit my land drop and get another planes. If they play like a Sunspine Lynx, then I'm definitely Wrath of Godding. If they don't play anything 4 mana or more, or Legend of Roku, if they play Legend of Roku or anything, yeah. So then I'm definitely walking down and candy trailing. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Well, I'm an idiot. I was supposed to play that second. Well, they probably just got me with Burst Lightning anyway. Strike. Can just get me here. I shouldn't have done this with my own candy trail. No. The problem is there's really no way around this here. Shouldn't have been an idiot and hit my own card here. Alright. First turn, Swift Spear attack me is most ideal because then I get to draw a card, gain 4 life, and create 2 tokens. Alright, well I can gain 4 life and draw a card right here. Take that. I don't want to mana ramp them. Challenger. I think I can pull this off. I kind of like it, but I also kind of don't. This is complicated. Okay, fine. I'll bite. Minimize damage I take from Sunspine Links. I like being able to make a mistake. I should have brought that back. MSE. I think. Oh. I can live at 16 life, or 17 life as it were. I think I can. Wait a minute. Okay. Took more damage than I thought, but I think I should be okay. I wasn't going to gain life off of that anyway. So if I take 5, go down to 6, I can probably live with that, right? Pretty nice. I feel like I should have won game 2 also, but we made a huge mistake. Alrighty.
Okay. I'm going to keep both on top, Fountainport and Castle. We need to hit our land drops, especially since Fountainport is pretty mana hungry. I am the apocalypse. Alright, one at a time. Snipe those off. Need this in case they've got Tybalt. So Yuri on two-hand. So I can cycle this, but what's the point, right? Okay. We want to make a treasure token because we're almost certainly going to Sunset Revelry. For life. Draw a card, create 2 tokens. Oh yeah. Don't mind if I do. The battle of the two immovable objects. Okay. I'm going to hold on to this. Could hit the Candy Trail too, but I don't have Planeswalker removal at the moment. That's not the shuffled. But... Ooh, Eilish Norn. What a fascinating card. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, so we can do both. Okay. Bring to light. Omnath does not count. Or do any of these other ones. Well, that's easy, I think. Okay. Ready. Being ahead on time, very important. Wandering Mind. These lands do not count. I'm not sure whether Maelstrom or this other one. Alright, I'm Hour of Devastation. If they Calling Ritual, I'll draw a card, sack, draw a card. Okay. Supreme. Supreme. Righty. Righty. I absolutely can take down this life total if need be. Should I? Alrighty. Because they're gonna, if they use the Deafening Clarion, at least it's gonna have to clear out their own caryatids. Plus, them having blockers means that they hemorrhage time more than I do. After all that, I still have to discard. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I kind of almost like the main deck, but we can definitely improve on it a little bit, I think. I think Farewell is better than Lantern. Sunset Revelry can sure be good, but I think Settle the Wreckage is just better. Yeah, let's run with this. Better hit my land drops. Well, this will help me hit my land drops. Alrighty. More ego. Let go my ego. Okay, our relation gone. It's exactly 2 colors. So I'm not sure which one of those they're going to get. I want to gain life, but I think this is probably fine. It's just so efficient. Okay. Okay. Da. 679. Okay, produce 2 tokens. Oh, how snazzy. Tolismere, friend of wolves. Bam. Tolismere, friend of wolves. Gotta love it. Yay! Okay. Alright, I gotta remember you guys can't see this, so Sunset Revelry, Mazemind Tome on top. I don't think I need 2 Mazeminds. I'll keep a Revelry. Revelry just dropping some bodies, potentially drawing a card. Very strong stuff. Yeah, I'll take this opportunity to tap out while I can. Okay, Sunset Revelry can be pretty good here. But in order to stop the combo, I am going to hold up Eject. Plus, they can play around me getting a token by discarding. If I wait until they play another creature, another 3/1. Fortunately, if they play Benalia. Okay, good. That's definitely more like what I want to see. Okay, and because I've got this, so they can discard. So I'm going to do this. I probably was being too clever. Yeah, I was definitely being too clever. Should have fired this off and held that up. Plus, I should have put Eiganjo on top. I'm gonna get punished for that. Looks like I will be, but at least I won't pay the ultimate price just yet. Oh, wait a minute, I will. I don't have 2 cards to, I won't have 2 cards to pitch. Well, at least I can get rid of one of the angel tokens. Okay. Okay. I think I need to scry. I mean, that's better than nothing, right? But is it? Is it better than nothing? Just barely. I mean, Day of Judgment is good. It's just kind of delayed. They drop Monument, I'm dead anyway. Okay. Could play this, draw a card. This way they won't get tokens if they exile it. I guess technically, we'll see another day, don't I? Alright. Settle the Wreckage. Definitely want to topple the statue, because that can both hit their vehicles and it can hit the monument. So literally, this is the reason why I wasn't satisfied with the Pinnacle Stargate. I think this is pretty good. Okay, I've got some pretty good bases covered here. Let's see, that's fine. if they don't do anything, I'll probably hit that and then crack this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, wrong one. Could Day of Judgment, but let's hold off on that. Let's hold that thought. I think I'll let them scry 2. Just because we prevent 4 damage instead of just 2. Fleeting Spirit, always nice. Pretty good blocks with Castle, at least. I'll try to block this. And yeah, they can discard, but then it also lives. Okay. Okay. So I'll put this to hand, because why not? Okay. Okay. Should I play this? Kind of fail to see the point. Okay. Definitely going to topple that statue. Maybe I'll just block with one, draw a card. Well, I'll block with two, and then draw a card. Or better yet, I'll just put Blaststone on two. I actually kind of want them to attack with all. I can topple the statue on the on that thing. probably shouldn't have done this. Yeah, what was I thinking? Well, now I've got a clear conscience about just using this on 3. Alright, well, at least I've got a backup one. Take 13, but I can survive. Okay. Here. Just in case they drop Monument. see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what I can do is I can make 1 and 1 and still have 3 up. I like it. I can still do double just in case. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll attack because I'm tired of pretending that I have to be on the defensive. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nice. Okay. Okay. I like this hand. It's got interaction. It doesn't have a Mazemind, but it's got what I need. And I like No Thoughtseize on turn 1. I wish I had something to do on turn 2, but it is what it is. Okay. That's fine. I hope they don't play Monument, because that's going to complicate things. I'm going to topple that statue again. I think we'll do this now. Okay. Settle the Wreckage could definitely come in clutch here. Or yeah, just tank 5. Go down to 9. I could do this. I could discard, discard. Because the problem with this is they're only going to attack with that. Ah. I hope this isn't a mistake. But the sooner I get this down, the better. I need to hit a land drop next turn. I don't think, maybe in retrospect, I should have just created a token to block. But then they just remove it, and then it's like so bad for me. Okay. Restoration, I'm guessing? Okay, fine. Let's see, 5 down to 4. Should I block this or this? Okay, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. So I can go to 5, 4, but I'm never gonna. Okay, but that's okay though. So critical here, so that I draw that. Lord of the Third Path. Okay. I'm just gonna chump. Hmm. I can produce double fountain tokens if I really want to. I want to camouflage it a little bit. Ah, this is always a. All right. Match 4. I keep. And Sunset Revelry, always better on the play because we are more likely to draw a card. And generally, drawing a card is better than gaining life.
which is the main thing you're, well, yeah, actually, no, truth be told, it's fairly easy to trigger the gain life or the create creature part of Sunset Revelry. It is not so easy to trigger the draw card. That's the part you have least control over. And it's easy to trigger that on the play. And I think that's part of the reason why they added the treasure token part to Beza, a subsequent design. Because this card is supposed to reward you for being behind on resources, but since it's inherently better on the play, it ends up ironically kind of giving more to those who already have, in a sense. And I would contend Beza does not fully fix the problem, though, because it still always felt to me, back when I played Beza, I don't think I need 2 Sunset Revelries. It always felt to me like when I had Beza, and I had Sunset Revelry, and I had Fountainport on top, so Revelry to the bottom, Fountain on top. Yeah, I did always feel like Beza was better on the play, because drawing a card always felt better than getting a treasure token, and I didn't even get a treasure token until like turn 5+ anyway. A good amount of the time I just jam Beza on turn 4, even on the draw. I just wouldn't draw a card off of it, but I'd get a 4/5 and 2 fish tokens and 4 life. Still a good deal, just not as crazy as all of that plus draw a card. Of course. Interesting question on what to pick. I might just cycle Revelry. The issue is if I do this, it's a little greedy because let's see, they go down to 5. I mean, they go up to 6 again, 5/4. If they play something, I go up to 5, 6/5. Yeah, I'm gonna do this because yeah, I just wanna. Worst case scenario, this card just gets stuck in my hand. It might seem like kind of a waste, but it's not too bad, I think. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna hold up, and since they might have Annex, I'm gonna wait. If they play Ouroboros or Shieldred, then I'll. I wonder if I should just draw a card in response. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get rid of that. That card's a little too zesty. Alright, do this one. Yeah, Shieldred, it's like a truck. Gains some life, deals me damage. Easily 8 damage over 2 turns. 6 damage. Well, I know, actually 10 damage, I think. Yeah, easily 10 to 12 damage over 2 turns. 6 damage, basically. 2 damage on my upkeep. 4 damage. No, actually, easily 8 damage before I deal with it. That's an insane amount of damage. Well, there's the Annex. I can draw a Field of Ruins, so I can force a shuffle, hit the Mutavolt. There's a lot of value in keeping them off of this. Okay. It's fine, my hand ain't too zesty yet. Question. What should I discard, if anything? can't quite put Restoration away. Maybe I don't put anything away. Yeah, no response. You don't always need to discard with Restoration. I mean, sure, Candy Trail is nice and all, but it's okay, we can live without it. Kind of miss getting the full value out of Sunset Revelry here, but we also might not have had as much, and we wouldn't have hit our land drops as effortlessly. Surprised I didn't use this mana to create a 5/5 token. I think creating a 5/5 token would have been better. It would have been guaranteed value, because here I could hit it before the end step. So they won't get any extra value out of the NX. It's these little plays that might sometimes make the difference between winning and losing, if you know what I mean. Okay, Fountainport. No, we're going to draw a card. Should I hit this? Yeah, I want to be mana efficient. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have been mana efficient, because I just realized. Yeah, I shouldn't have been mana efficient, because what I should have done is, because I could have played this and held up. But anyway, it is what it is. But see, they made a misplay, and then I made a misplay. Or maybe it wasn't a misplay, because I would have been taking extra damage. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this. Or better yet, yeah, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to draw a card. And I'm going to do this. And I can march that demon token. Vaults. At least we're going to take an extra damage, although they're drawing extra cards. It's never that amazing. Okay. Let's see. This is 6. Yeah, being at 7 doesn't make that big of a difference, but I do definitely think gaining 3 life and scrying 2 does make a difference, that's for sure.
Ooh, I love both of these. I don't know, actually, Eject, I think it is actually a little bit of a false friend. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this to hand. I think we're just going to play it. Because I can't emergency eject all that crap anyway. If they remove it, they remove it, but... Oh, and they didn't get a free land. Yeah. As long as I get a few breaks, I can pull ahead with Fountainport. Mazemind Tome lets me pull ahead quicker, though. But then I also... Yeah, that's what the main thing about Sunset Revelry is. It buys me more time. Chump blockers, hopefully draws a card, gains life. All of that helps me buy time to pull further ahead with Mazemind. And also, I can sacrifice the tokens at Fontainebleau. Very, very sweet. And one nice thing about that, as opposed to Beza, is I can... Okay, so I want to save till their turn. I get it. Because now they can Fatal Push. Okay. Hopefully that's one less Fatal Push they can use on the Restoration, though. Ouroboros. Okay. So they're keeping 2 mana up. I wonder what for. Oh, that, okay. So odd that they didn't want to use that on the Restoration. Ooh, I can't use this because I can't get 2 tokens because of my own Restoration. I could wait to see if they kill this, but then I might not draw a card. So let's just do this. Draw a card. Ooh, Lantern of the Lost. I don't think I use the graveyard much, so I'm probably just better off Fountainporting. Okay. I have more creature removal than I have enchantment removal, so I'll probably tag this. Oh man, that was bad. I need some Hour of Revelation. Okay. Are they gonna diversify or go right for the demon? Ooh, Children of the Apocalypse. That's apocotastic. I'm going to block this because that's easier to... I'll take 8. Now I need a miracle. This would have been a miracle if I had a little more life. Problem is I can't both deal with that and Shieldred. Oy, oy, oy. Too late on that hour of Revelation, so I need more Wraths. I didn't have too much difficulty dealing with this deck in the past. I'm not so sure we need Restoration. Not so sure we need Sunset Revelry, actually. We'll keep it as a 2 of, but otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the... Yeah, I kind of didn't draw any Wrath for the first, like, 20 turns of the game. You need at least one Wrath to kind of, you know, de-threatify. I think we were pretty likely to draw into some kind of removal spell there, but what are you going to do? I think we correctly prioritized sending stuff that wasn't Wrath to the bottom too, with Canny Trail and whatnot. Yeah. So. Okay. Okay, we're way ahead on the clock, so that definitely counts for something. You know, and I can't help but feel that one place though we may have lost the game is not holding on to whatever it's called. I don't, but here I think it's not the same because I don't have a follow-up play the next turn like the other one. Yeah, let's do this. We're gonna keep Fountainport for sure. And March, I think we can put to the bottom because we want some more high-value plays, Wraths and whatnot.
Okay. I'll probably just draw a card. Yeah, I'll probably do this. I wonder if I should settle. I will if they attack with Mutavault, that's for sure. I'll just tank this. Okay. Try to be patient and hold on. So we ended up drawing that anyway. Lovely. Settle the Wreckage would have been better here as a true Wrath, but what are you going to do? If they only attack with one, I'll march, I guess. Badger Mole. Badger Mole. Badger Mole. And Badger Mole. Sweet. So we get full value. Don't mind if I do. I do get to draw a bunch of cards, though, so there is that, but I think... And plus they shuffled, too, so no more Badger Mole Cub on top. Not that I was particularly that scared of it, but hey. Alright, Sunset Revelry. I actually can draw a card by hitting that map token, but I'm gonna say... I'm just gonna say no. If they play a Mutavault, I'll field and then create a fish token. Oh, they just give up. Well, I guess that works too. Okay, I had to rejoin, so that means sideboarding again. Farewell, Settle the Wreckage, Sunset Revelry, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Well, we got our Revelation this time. Of course, they're probably going to discard both of it, but hey. I'm going to play Llanowar Elves. Okay, good. I actually fear Llanowar Elves in turn 1 more, because turn 2 Annex with this particular hand is pretty... The downside to turn 2 Annex is if we've got... well, I guess actually it does... Yeah, there's no way for us to clean answer it because we can't... Yeah. On the turn 2 Annex off of Llanowar Elves on the play either forces me to deal with Llanowar Elves, which I have no efficient turn 1 answer to that. Okay, well this... Anything that isn't land, I think, goes to the bottom. And sadly, that includes Mazemind Tome, or does it? Sadly, I think it does, because... Well, we'll hopefully draw into either more Mazeminds or a Fountainport, but this is one issue with hands like these. I definitely need land. I need them really bad. Okay. Well, the good news is we hit our land. Okay, they play the Annex. The good news is we're on track. We just need one more land because we can cast this in for another land. Ruined Tomb. I'll take out an Hour of Revelation. I'm not seeing a lot of Planeswalkers. Of course, they could play them. Maybe I have to take out Farewell. But Farewell is better. Farewell is better though at dealing with just creatures without having. So I'm going to do that now, so they can't just create the token. Because they could just create the token here. In which case, I'll probably Farewell for all modes. I might risk it. No, yeah, might as well. No more wastes. Also, when they draw a bunch of cards off the map tokens, that also doesn't help. Okay. Also, I didn't want to gain 2 life. Alright, Moment of Truth. Hopefully I draw a land. I do not. I can hit that, though, which is always good. So I'll hit this. And I'll hit that. Definitely glad I kept this. But with 6 cards in their hand, things could get a little dicey. Well, there's my 6th land, so there's that. Thought Squeeze. Thought Suez Canal. Well, this is going to be a juicy Farewell. Should I exile the graveyard? I don't know that they use the graveyard, and I know I do. Yeah, I just have not seen any proof that they use the graveyard. I'll probably take the Hour of Revelation. Let that Thoughtseize. I am the Apocalypse. Okay. 5, 6, 7. That's a good one. Okay. Should I tank it? Yeah, I'll tank it. They're almost certainly not going to just attack into that, so do this. So now I can block draw a card. It's a good situation to be in. Hopefully they don't drop another shield red. Go blank. Well, kind of wish I would have played that now, but what are you going to do? Triple Cub. They might want to just not draw lands, so I can see it going either way. If I were them, I'd probably put it into the graveyard, but I respect them keeping it on top. Imagine an alternate universe where I still had that settle. What are you going to do? Well, that might whiff, but I'd probably keep it on top if I were them. Because I don't know what kind of craziness I might be hoarding. I am getting Mega Mana flooded. Badgy. Hopefully they hit a non-basic. Well, they do. So that means I can prevent that from triggering. Always nice. And I'll make a fish token. No more waste. Okay. Ooh, Carnage Tyrant. That's scary. Not gonna lie, that's scary. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I need that for sure. Hopefully they didn't draw another duress. Okay. You've got to love it. You've got to love it. Ooh, Takenuma. Probably Carnage Tyrant, I'm guessing. Or maybe Shieldred. Or was that Badgermole Cub, or was that Sentinel? How about this? Yeah, gotta love both of these. Carnage Tyrant a little overrated in this matchup because of my wraths. Aussies. I always like the good old just give up. Alright, and for match 5, rematch with Reiko. Rareikyo. Who's, I'm sure still on Orzhov Monument. Orzhov Okiba. Call it Orzhov Okiba Monument. Well, they mulliganed on the draw, so that's one thing that could be good. I could hold both of these up. The issue here, folks, is neither of these that great in this matchup. I do like Wrath of God can be good, but we'll put a pin on that for now. Okay. So we got 2 ways to intercept the combo, and 2 ways to hit Monument, so at least there's that. Although I prefer March being used on their indestructible guys. What we need is a Fountainport or a Mazemind Tome. I think Fountainport's slightly better because it's just excellent at blocking those 3/1s. And then later in the game we can create a token and then draw a card in response to them making it indestructible. Okay. Definitely glad I put those to the bottom. I need more artifact hate. Oh, they don't have... It's the rare instance where they don't have the turn 2, creature. So I could play Sunset Revelry, but I for sure think it's better if I wait. Maybe I should have put Kaheera at a hand, actually, now that I think about it. No, because what am I going to do? Play Kaheera now, and now it makes the Sunset Revelries worse? Never mind. I take it back. I'm glad I didn't put Kaheera out of my hand. Well, I don't think there's any playing around it, and I got to be mana efficient. So, bam. So they're going to obviously draw a card, but that's fine. Maybe I discard 1 Sunset Revelry. No, it's actually for sure Hour of Revelation. I'm just glad they didn't play Microsoft Lettuce or MHayashi, whatever it's called for short. MHayashi Lattice, also known as Microsoft Lettuce. Okay, time for some Sunset Revelry. Not another monument. Need another artifact hate card. Alrighty. Oh, they don't have the combo. That's a load off of my mind. No point in playing this yet. Gain some life probably. Okay. Double monument, okay. At least maybe I can draw some cards off of this now. I'm still nominally ahead on cards though, it's just frustrating. Come on. I need to hit this like right now. And now I'm regretting putting our Revelation to the graveyard. What was I thinking? Okay, well, at least ask and ye shall receive regarding this one. This doesn't do anything yet. This I have to wait until, you know, they play Okiba. So let's game this out. No, there's no gaming it out. I have to play this, and then I have to hold this up for Okiba. They'll draw one more card than they would otherwise. This would have been a totally different game if these were Topple the Statues, but I think game one, Sunset Revelry, does more work and more matchups probably, but it's, you know, not as much of a slam dunk as one might think. They already used the thing. Maybe they'll make me lose 6 life. Okay. Microsoft let us change these things. Because now I have to hold up the field in response to them copying. Well, there goes my Emergency Eject. If I just do it now, they'll copy in response. Dang it. Well, definitely don't want that, that's for sure. Surprised they're not making me lose life yet. Oh man, this helps against the combo, but it doesn't help against the monument. That being said, I think I've got to take anything I can at this point. I do think this is pretty good, though. I will say that. So I'm going to do this now. I do technically still have a backup. I want them to have less options to discard if they're going to make me lose life. Well, finally I get to use this instead of just holding this up forever. I might double block just so I oh, they're going to tap it. What if they have another land drop, create 2 treasure tokens, and then bam. Oh, there goes my Sunset Revelry. That would have been nice. Okay. I guess we're still a ways away from dying to the monument. Lively dirge. Definitely don't want to. Oh, that was a mistake. I did not mean to tap that. Wow. Big time mistake. This was so supposed to sacrifice a human token. Yeah, wow. I'm 1 card less deep into my deck. Well, you know what? I guess this counts for something, because I mean, dang, that was important to hit. I don't see the point in attacking. With those, I mean, of course, with this, I can... I'm glad they didn't try to make me lose 3 life. Plains, okay. Thought seas, okay. Kiba. Maybe I can get lucky and draw a card. And draw the right card, maybe. No. I wonder if we would have drawn a card on our turn, actually. Maybe we should have. Oh, wow. Actually, we would have had an answer. That's crazy. Okay. Get lost, very lackluster. Topple the Statute, very excellent. Deals with the combo and with Monument. Hour too clunky. Settle the Wreckage, pretty important. Day of Judgment may be okay, but probably 2 Farewells better. Temporary Lockdown is a consideration, but messes with my own stuff too much. Let's go. Alrighty. Kind of a miracle we made it that far. Man, it really sucks though. I guess in retrospect, I really should have drawn a card on my turn. Yeah, like why wouldn't I, right? So Fountainport in March. Yeah, like why wouldn't I? I could draw a card with Sunset Revelry, but no, it's too important for the blocking. I hate that because like it both plays around Sunset Revelry and I can't march it. In case they play some jank like Necromentia, I'm gonna just play this out now. I don't want to put Kaheera to hand because it's gonna mess with my Sunset Revelry. Monument. Alright, well we're definitely... doing this now so they can't make some kind of treasure token to screw me over. Alright, I'll force them to discard a card, I guess. Nah, maybe not. On retrospect, no, because Fountainport's way better. I mean, that's good. We forced them to do that without even getting any benefit, so I always like that. I want to hit my land drop, and I'll gladly pitch to deal with Okiba. They'll probably scry, and but you know, it is what it is. Well, I'll force them to have to exile 3 cards from their graveyard, especially since one of these is a Parhelion the Second. Love to see them get rid of that card from their graveyard. I did save myself 3 life regardless, so yeah. I wonder... Candy Trail. Let's get rid of a Farewell. It's just too clunky. Definitely want... I think we want March, but so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this now because this is going to flip. Well, they just auto-yielded, I guess. It was close between that and Sunset Revelry. Alrighty. Odd that they were auto-yielding, but I guess they're behind on the clock. So I guess it makes sense. Well, double Lantern, Mazemind, Topple the Tower. This kind of hand can be a false friend, but we just got to see what happens. Hopefully they take a mulligan or 3. The little pause is hoping let me hold out hope for at least 1 mulligan. Well, there's 1 mulligan. Well, that's kind of like 2 mulligans. I'm guessing they're going to hit the Mazemind. I would if I were them, since I got 2 lanterns. If I had 1 lantern, I'd probably hit the lantern, but... I'm going to camouflage that I got the planes. Taking 3 damage every turn. Very iffy. Very iffy indeed. I think I don't want to exile this. Let's do that though, because I actually kind of want to use one of these. I highly doubt I'm going to use March. If they play Okiba, so be it. I'll just... Okay. Okay. Alrighty. I'll see how they attack. I'm actually kind of hoping, or maybe not actually. Maybe I'm not hoping that they do this. I don't want them to scry actually. Let's do this. This is easier to block with 1/1 tokens. Okay, there's another one. And dishing a lot of damage, that's for sure. It's got to be a close call between Topple and Farewell. I do like this one. I'll do this on upkeep. They auto yield it or something? Because like, why wouldn't they protect him? Okay. Well, I'm gonna use one of these because I don't think I need two of them. That could be greedy. So many of these, man. They also help make this not able to get first strike. That's always good. Do love me some Topple the Tower. I'm going to create a treasure token. Because that way next turn I can create this and sack it, draw a card. If need be. Sunset Revelry, pretty sweet, if you ask me. But they'll clearly just discard a card. So I'll wait on it. Oh, Cuba. Oh, Cuba. Let's do this. And I guess I'll hit Greasefang. Okay. I'll definitely field that. I think I need two of these. Do I really need Sunset Revelry, though? The life gain is pretty sweet, but... Yeah, well, who am I kidding? The life gain is super duper uber sweet. I guess let's do this now. Okay. Don't mind if I do. Probably put Blast on to 3. Or to 2, as the case may be. Okay, I'll just maybe I'll just discard it. I mean, I don't want to get arrogant here, but I am feeling good about this game. I kind of just am. Okay. I'm going to do this. All right, might as well. Oh, I sacrificed the wrong token. Oh, well, whatever. I'm still probably going to win this, but dang, man, that was a misclick. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can still double block these. Well, that's a trophy there, even with the misclick. Nice, 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 nice. Noise, noise, noise. Well, that's a wrap. So what can I say? Hey, we were gonna try out these Topple the Statues. And these actually completely did exactly what we wanted them to, which is shore up that Orzhov Monument matchup. I also did off camera run up against some Is It Prowess decks, a couple of them, and Topple the Statue. It wasn't as crazy good as Pinnacle Stargate, the artifact and creature only temporary lockdown that also makes robots for 8 mana, which is almost prohibitively expensive. But I will say this did deal with Corey Steel Cutter, so it wasn't, yeah, like it's kind of, and drawing a card too, because here's the thing, is if you got a Wrath of God or Day of Judgment as the kids call it nowadays, if you've got a Day of Judgment in your hand and 2 white to cast it, and you're on turn 3, and of course you got 4 mana the next turn, and they play Corey Steel Cutter, they're pretty incentivized to tap out if you think about it that early, especially because they're going to have to play at least 2 for the Corey Steel. They're going to have to pay at least 1 for something to double spell. So yeah, realistically, unless they have exactly Spell Pierce and they're on the play, yeah. But if they're on the draw, they won't even have an extra mana available. If you think about it, you basically you nix that Corey Steel, and then the creature doesn't attack. The creature token doesn't attack, and then on your turn you Day of Judgment, and then bam, it's kind of like make your own Pinnacle Stargate. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? Like this card though is just this Topple the Statue card, just is the real deal when it comes to And let me change the display here. Yeah. This Topple the Statue just really is the real deal when it comes to Orzhov Monument, because it deals with the two pillars of the deck, the 2 statues of the deck, if you will. The monument itself, and it actually is also like a pretty decent answer to the combo, the Okiba combo, because although it doesn't hit Okiba, it does hit the vehicle. Which of course it goes back to their graveyard, so you have to deal with the Okiba next turn. But maybe you can Wrath or something. So like it does at least buy you a turn against Okiba. So, and it draws you a card, so it draws you 1 card deeper if you don't already have it in your hand. It covers all the bases. It's also just a really solid card since we already have enchantments pretty covered with Get Lost. and the only card type it doesn't hit is Artifact. Well, other than Battle, but who cares about those? And as far as I know, there's no like tribal or whatever. What are the kids calling it nowadays? Umbra. Yeah, there's no like Umbra type cards that aren't already like enchantments, instant sorceries, whatever. I am definitely liking the 3 Fountainports, 3 Blast Zones. I tried 4 Blast Zones before and 2 Fountainports, but you need the Fountainport to show up, especially if you're playing Sunset Revelry. Sunset Revelry might not be main deckable if not for Fountainport, but yeah, like drawing a card is cool with this, but all you really need for this to be good is a Fountainport, because 2 tokens that you can cash in to draw cards off of and chump block and whatnot is just such a great deal. So yeah, Sunset Revelry, definitely awesome. And I liked that we made room for 2 Settle the Wreckage in the sideboard. That card, I think, saved us more than once. It would have saved us even harder against that green-black deck if we had not been greedy. But I like having access to it, Like, sure, they can play around it, but at the end of the day, it's another Wrath, and it's also the kind of card that maybe they see it game 2, and then they play it around game 3, we never draw it, but then we get value out of it even without drawing it. Yeah, it's just a very solid card. Exile's only instant speed Wrath. It definitely has its place, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm not sure what else. I'm not sure what other comments I can make. I think the Niv matchup is pretty good. Does depend on what specific cards they choose to play. Mono red aggro. I tell you, if you want to beat mono red aggro, main deck Sunset Revelry might be a necessity because apparently the kids nowadays are playing stuff like Legend of Roku to grind out games 2 and 3. And so yeah, historically I was not used to mono red aggro getting significantly better in games 2 and 3, but now they are. So winning game 1 kind of very important because it used to be that we were disfavored in game 1 and we could easily sideboard into kind of guaranteeing winning match 2 and 3. That's not the case anymore. So we might need to lock in a pretty favorable matchup game 1, and then at least win one of games 2 and 3, which really is the difference between being a favored matchup, maybe 60-40 favored versus 40-60 disfavored, because it's really all about who's favored to win the first matchup. If their game gets better in games 2 and 3 like ours does, then who has the better matchup really comes down to who has better game 1. Because I think the matchup is pretty even games 2 and 3, because their ability to grind, at least if they're doing what Mario Lanzi or whatever the first game opponent was. If they're on that strategy, then I think it's pretty even. It's not a guarantee at all you win games 2 and 3, even with your max sideboarding, even with full playset of Sunset Revelries. They definitely can grind. But if you're solidly favored game 1, I mean, literally, that flips the matchup from being like 40-60 disfavored to 60-40 favored approximately. It really does all just come down to who's favored in game 1. So maybe Sunset Revelry is where you want to be on that one. And Niv, Niv is definitely a good matchup if they're not, as long as they're not playing weird tech. The standard kind of stuff you see against Niv, and also another thing, ideally no Dovin's Vetoes game 1. Because you can play around Normalize, but Dovin's Veto game 1 is a little rough. That definitely improves the matchup, but especially if they're playing the no Dovin's Veto, and some versions don't even seem to be playing a Normalize main. But if they are playing a counterspell, more often than not, it's Normalize. But certainly if they're not playing any counter magic, then they just kind of get got by Hour of Revelation. So much so that's why they unmoored Egoed it in games 2 and game 3 or whatever it was, game 2. Okiba, the Okiba matchup, it feels winnable game 1, but we in both matches we lost game 1 and then proceeded to win games 2 and 3, and I have to imagine Monument out of the sideboard makes a huge difference there. Probably it's kind of even-ish, because it is kind of difficult to win games 2 and 3 in a row, but it was nice that we were able to pull that off 2 times in a row. Game 1, like, since we got the Sunset Revelries main, which, by the way, those would have to be brought in. It's not even necessarily clear that Sunset Revelry which is better in the main deck against Monument, Sunset Revelry, or Topple the Statue. In reality, you need both, I think, to be favored, because you need Sunset Revelry to hold the line against all those 3/1 non-sensors, and you need Topple the Statue to consistently deal with Monument. Yeah, so realistically, you need both of those to be favored. So you're probably going to be disfavored game one unless you're rocking both, and I don't have room for both. So I suppose we could put two Topple the Statues instead of two lanterns in the main, but I think Lantern synergizes with Sunset Revelry better because it's just another cheap permanent you can deploy to lower your hand size so you can draw a card off of Revelry. And then lastly, Black-Green Midrange. I've always found that to be a pretty favorable matchup with this deck, especially when we got we got Hour of Revelation and two Farewells in the sideboard. When we got that many like universal board wipes that wipe everything, including their Chalice or Annex rather. Anyway, thanks. I want to say thanks to the patrons: Jacob Bortone, Kasi Nivenlina, Toby Kramer, Alex Korthauer, Big Memu, Adrian King, Erwin Lopez, Michael Patton. Always appreciate the comments, Adrian. So definitely thanks, Adrian King, and thanks everybody. You guys are definitely kind of like been with me through thick and thin. Certainly, very appreciated. All right, well, hey, I just can't help that I'm trophying more in Pioneer than in Modern. I'm not gonna lie, I have been playing a bit more Pioneer lately, but and with this actually, we are number we are like what is it? Yeah, we are number 3 now on the trophy leaderboard. I haven't been this close to being the trophy leader in any format since it's basically since the Luris days. So that if we actually all we have to do is trophy one more time, and we're technically the trophy leader unless Rarako or Strongmind gets into the trophy in the meantime. What do you guys think? Should I make a run for trophy leader in Pioneer? I'm only 1 trophy away at this point. And as Rarako was the one we beat twice this league, so if they're our competition, it's it's nice that we may have a favorable matchup. Although I'm not going to take this as a gospel truth that we're favored against the Orzhov Monument matchup. Those definitely felt competitive. So, but anyway, until next time, thank you everybody.